Good afternoon. You might have seen this video from a long time ago. I really never did pay that much attention to it. I might have seen it like one time or something. But President Obama, he seems to have been in the right place at the right time. And he was with this woman who was getting ready to faint. I don't know how long she was standing there. I thought surely she was having to stand there in the heat for over an hour, because sometimes he can talk a long time, but she said she was only standing there for around 20 minutes. And while she was standing there, she just started to wobble. And then he turns around at that precise moment. I guess he sensed it. He heard the movement behind him, and he grabbed her so that she wouldn't fall. And then more people grabbed her to support her. But I'd like to look at it frame by frame and see what was going on. And I don't know what that is on the back of her arm. Do you all know what that is on the back of her arm right there? Because I don't know. I saw that. I thought maybe that was something like a patch to put on your arm to keep you from passing out or something like that. I don't know what that was. But at least she didn't fall, and she got taken care of. I hope you all can hear me. I do want to look at that frame by frame to see what happened, you all. We can do it. I'm going to put it on here. Obama's got a line up there in his head, probably digital artifact and stuff. It doesn't look like him, but we're going to look. I want to see what happened, why this woman did this. I mean, certainly she did not plan on, passing out. I wouldn't want to have to stand there, because if you have like syncope or something like that and you get really nervous, you could pass out. You could pass out, I'm just saying. And who knows if it was hot that day or what. But she said she was there. She had wrote an article or something, and she got invited, I guess, something about Obamacare. And so let's look at that, you all. If you are just tuning in, I do want to look at it. I see that video in slow motion because I've not done it. I haven't. And I've been outside fertilizing all the plants in the garden and the blackberries in the yard and stuff like that this morning. And then I told my husband, after I've done that, I told him I'll go ahead and I'll spray all the fruit trees and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing all day outside. Let me get this right here. Hello there, Nierka. Steve Pulskarik. Hello there, Dragonfly. Hello, you all. So we want to look at that just for a brief moment in time to see, what happened there. Because that is serious. Nobody wants somebody passing out at their thing, but at least he caught her. He did. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do the window capture. I got to make sure. Okay, I've got it right here. I want to make sure that I had the video up so we could see how it happened. It happened so fast is what happened. So fast. So just standing there. Let me get back here. I want to pull up this window capture. There's so many videos on President Obama. So many to look at. There really is. I think he's got more videos out there than any other president in history. And even after he's not been president, he's got so much places that he speaks at and stuff like that, you all. So we got this. We're going to look at it. Yes, we are. I'm glad that he did lots of videos. I really am glad he did lots of videos. Let's see if we can get this, you all. So if I got this, let's just watch it at normal speed. Let's come over here and watch it at normal speed. What happens? Because she's just standing there. She's already kind of a little wobbly, like. She looks like she was kind of out of it. This was the lady right there, and they interviewed her immediately afterward right here. And I don't have any sound. You can see it again. And I guess she was telling them how it happened is what it was. So at least she got taken care of. So let me pause this. I want to go back to the front of the frame. Let me put this back to me. Let me bring up this thing. I want to go slow and see what if there's anything out of the ordinary that occurred. Well, how was everybody during this time with this lady? Am I on here? I don't even know if I'm on here. I'm not even on here. Where am I at? Okay, I'm right here. But I'm not going to be in the way because I want to see if we can see anything, any clues as ahead of time as to how this happened. Okay. Okay, we see the lady right there. She's got her friend holding her hand because obviously she feels a little bit not too good. Her friend has her arm around her waist, and this lady beside them, she's looking at her. You see her? They're looking at her. Let me bring this up because I want to make it bigger so you can see. I want to see this right here. Let me do this. Okay, I've got President Obama right there. It just happened. He had fast reflexes, super fast reflexes. Well, he did play basketball. He did. Pretty good at basketball. So we can see her hand around her friend's waist. And Obama's turning his head. Okay, he's got his ear turned. She still has her hand around her waist. Let's look at her waist. We got to watch her. Okay, she's looking down and the other girl is looking at her. But she's not looking at the other girl, and the redhead is I don't know what the redhead is whispering something to the lady in the scarlet dress, that purple. She's whispering something to her, and she looks like she's looking at a camera. She looks like she's looking at us. And she's still looking. Her friend is looking at Obama, President Obama, but the other lady's looking straight ahead. Why isn't that lady who in the red, why isn't she looking at her friend? That's what I want to know. You should be watching this young lady right here who obviously needs help to stand up. Otherwise, she wouldn't be holding her hand and have her hand around her waist, because the hand is around her waist. Okay, now she has closed her eyes. Now she decides she's going to look at President Obama. Okay, we're watching her friend. She's watching Obama too. And her friend still has her hand on her waist. I see slight movement. Okay. She moved her hand off her friend's waist. Why did you move your hand off your friend's waist? Look at that lady looking at her too. She looks at Obama, the redhead lady looking at Obama. And then she's watching that lady, and her friend has obviously, she has taken her hand off of her waist. Look, she's watching. The redhead's watching. She knows what's going to happen. That's what it looks like. She knows what's going to happen. And her friend is just standing there looking at her. The woman's looking at Obama. He's turning around. Her friend took her hand off her, around her waist. President Obama, what? Would that guy get out of the way? Because I can't see President Obama's hand. He needs to lean back some more. His body is in the way. I want to see President Obama's hand. He's grabbing her shoulder. They're zooming up. Someone else is holding, I don't know where this, okay, the man behind her is supporting her. Okay. He's got her, I guess he's got her shoulder. President Obama, where's your hand at? I can't see your hand. Well, where's this other hand coming from? Oh, that's her hand. She's holding onto his shoulder, is what she's doing, I guess, so she doesn't fall backwards. And this is her right here. She looks a lot better right now. She looks a whole lot better right now. Refreshed. I think they did it at the same, well, she's wearing the same dress, so I don't know if it happened at the same time. Let's see. Let's see this again. I want to know why that woman in red is, what is wrong with President Obama's ear? I'm looking at his ear. I'm looking at these other guys' ears. Of course, they didn't change their side. Let me see this, you all. We gotta look. We gotta look. Are you all on here? She looks pregnant. She looked like she got something in the side of her dress. Okay, let's look at this. Hello, everyone. The patch is a diabetic patch. That's what I was thinking. Is it a diabetic patch? I'd like to see her hand a little more. I would. And I don't know why that woman in the red is whispering to the other. Okay, his ear looks, I don't know. Why is she whispering to her? You can clearly see her arm is there. She's holding her friend up. Just like that. Let's look. Let's look at it. I'm going to see her waist. I can't see her waist, you all. I'm trying to figure out, why did this woman over here in the red whisper to her right there in the burgundy? Why was she whispering to her, looking at the camera? Because she was telling her something. And as she's telling her something, this woman in burgundy is looking down, paying attention. Let's look at this. Wait. Why is there blue stuff on her dress? She's got blue stuff on her dress. Can you see the blue stuff on her dress, you all, right here? Why is that showing up on her dress? Gina, honey, we're talking about her passing out, and you're looking at the things on her dress. Well, I know, I'm just looking. I want to watch her her movement just for a second. She looks distraught. She really does. She's wobbling. And if you've ever passed out before, you know you're going to wobble too. You feel, but this is what I don't get. I don't understand why her friend had her hand behind her waist and then she removed her hand from behind her waist. She's standing there. She's got her hand there. And the woman whispers to her. And the other girl's looking at her while the woman is speaking. And she's looking at the camera. And her hand is still on her waist. Let me get her hand on her waist. I want to see right there if that's her hand. I really thought I saw a hand from behind also holding her. Let me see this. She took her thumb off. Look at that. The thumb behind her moves the same time the thumb on her hand moves. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing both thumbs move? Look at that, you all. I got to make this bigger. How can she make both her thumbs move at the same time? I want to see that. I really do want to see both her thumbs moving at the same time. Watch this. Her thumb is right below me, by the way. Let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this. I want to see. Okay. Her thumb is normal. She whispered to her. Okay. See the movement? The thumb is moving. Both thumbs are moving at the same time. I don't know if I could do that. If I could move my right thumb and my one thumb at the same time like that. I really don't. But she's moved her thumb. Okay, Gina, can we please get on with the video? Yes, you can. I want to see. Her hand starts to move. Her hand comes off her waist is what happens. It's her finger, not her thumb. Okay, let's watch. What happened here? Oh, she's talking about when that, no, I want to see the whole video because this got cut in too. I wanted to see it at that one angle. Oh, see, we ain't going to get to see it at that angle again. Let me see this. No, see, we got to see it at the one angle from the side, and they immediately cut over is what happened. She took her hand off her waist. I can't help but see there's somebody else in the background. I see something back there behind her arm. It's like a dark shadow behind her arm. Okay, but her hand is leaving. Watch your hand slowly move away. We don't get to see it in here. Okay, but you can see it right here. A hand. That is somebody's arm down there, you all. That's somebody's arm down there. This right here, somebody back there, somebody from behind right here, has their arm protruding through here, putting it on her waist. Can you see the sleeve? That looks like that is a sleeve of somebody. And it's not this woman, and it's not this man behind her, and it's not this guy. That is a sleeve back there. Right there. A sleeve. Watch this. Let me see that. They cut the camera out because you can see the sleeve back there. See that? It's white. There's something there. I don't know if that's her hand around her waist. I really don't. I'm not just saying that either. I don't know if that's her hand around her waist. I want to see. The camera cut out. The hand is kind of still there. Okay. See, something's moving on that man to the side. And that guy's moving too. This is kind of weird. Okay. This is strange. He's grabbing her arm. Then the guy reaches out and grabs her shoulder, but you can't see it. He reaches out and grabs her shoulder. Gina, honey, you got it way too big and we can't see. I'm going to shrink it down, y'all. I got a little bit excited staring on my end when you couldn't see on your end about this lady passing out. I wanted to know how she fell. She doesn't look really too human in that picture. She kind of looks like a cyborg. But I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it, you all. Let's see this. See her? They got her. Do you think... What's happened with your... What's happened with your hand, President Obama, right here? Let's see. Your hand is different looking. Now, we already did a video about movement. We did. But his hand looks a little different. It does. Let me see this. Let me put this back to me. Look at President Obama's hand. as he's moving it. What is on his hand? This is a 720. I don't understand what's his hand. Right here. See his hand? It's not a normal looking hand. Gina, your hands didn't look normal either. I know, but this is, it's not a normal looking hand, but we keep looking. He reaches back and, she looked like she's in a trance. I don't know if that's the same lady or not. Okay, let's look at Obama. Try to look at him. That is a major, major disruption of, that's a major disruption of his whole entire body while they still have some parts of their body. Why is he, I can't even see what has happened to this side of him. Look at that distortion. That is a massive distortion, you all. Yeah, look at that. Let me see this. What is that? How could it have that effect? How could it have this one effect down here? I know the lady's got a burgundy dress on. Look up there at the top. How did that get up there on his head? How did his head do that? Okay, there's her head, the woman's head. You all, I want to look at his head, you all. Gina, honey, it is not about Obama. Well, but he's doing this speech, and I like to study him. I really do. Like to hear what he has to say at times. I really do. I'm not just saying that either. And sometimes I will watch his videos. I will just sit there and see what he has to say. From years and years ago, just watch him. Like, watched one time he rode around the White House in a car with somebody, Jimmy Fallon or somebody, just rode around, strolling around, and then talking to people. But I'm sure about why is that right there? I know he's supposed to have an ear. His ear is right here on the edge, and I know that lady over here doesn't have a bracelet or a bracket on her head. So I just wanted to see why the major distortion right there too. Let's look at him. What is he got going on? Okay, let's look at his head. All normal until this thing happens. It just stretches. It stretches and then it goes away. How can that be? How can that be, you all? Can you see what I'm saying? How could that part of his head stretch and then go away? Gina, what are you talking about? I'm talking about this right here. It looks like it's mechanical, like it really does. Right there in that spot. Okay, let me put this back here. Let me put this back here. I just want to see. Okay, now he's come back into focus. He's lost his focus. Totally lost his focus. As he's doing this. Okay. His arm. He's got his, okay, he's got some, whatever. Okay. Everybody's happy. That don't look like him from the side. That really doesn't look like him from the side. Look at his... That doesn't look like him. He's got a small nose. He's got a small nose, you all. Look at his nose. Why does he got a small nose? Even with his head turned. Let me see his nose. Gina, you always go off on a goose chase. Well, I wanted to see what his... I wanted to get a close-up. But you can't help but notice other things that are happening. His head. Okay, you see his nose isn't normal looking. Okay, now he's coming into focus. Okay, okay, you're into focus, Obama. You kind of... Is that what his nose looked like from the side, really? I thought his nose had a different shape to it, you all. Look at his ear! His ear. You see his ear? I'm trying to get myself on here. His ear. Who did we see that had those 3 things in their ear? Who did we see it? Gina, honey, that's just shadows. But we saw someone from the royal family, and it had the 3 things in the ear. And we was trying to figure out what species, like an alien species, had that in their ear. And then someone said they had like gills or something in their ear like that. Did I have an image on here, you all? Did I have an image on here of when we saw whoever it was? It was Charles Schwab. It was Charles Schwab as he was walking across the stage. That's who it was. Remember, did I get a video of that? I think I didn't put it on here. You all, that's a bummer. When I was doing Mr. Klaus Schwab. Oh, he's Klaus Schwab, not Charles Schwab. Okay, I know I did Klaus Schwab walking across when the lady had her leg missing. Because when Mr. Schwab went up to the podium, you all, when he went up to the podium, I think it was him, he had those in his ear. He did. He didn't have any facial features until he got up to the podium. And he didn't even look at him at times, but he had like these things in his ear. Oh, the creature from the Black Lagoon. Let's look this up. I think that might be it. Let me look at this. The creature from the Black Lagoon. I remember. Or Aquaman. Let me see. Creature. Oh, Gina, can you please hit it? You all want to look this up. Creatur from the Black Lagoon. I remember that. I was allowed to watch that. Okay. No, well, he looked like this. Now, we can't see the creature from the Black Lagoon, his ears that well, but he's got lots of gills. He kind of... I wouldn't want to run into somebody like that. I wouldn't. No, I can't see that. It must have been someone else, you all. It must have been someone else. Let me do this right here. I'm trying to think of this. His ear. But I think it pretty... go look at the... her leg is missing video. And when Klaus Schwab goes up to the podium, he's got those things in his ear. I'm pretty sure it was him. Okay, now let's look. The good thing is the lady was okay. She was okay. And as a result... His ear. Gina, what are you doing? He reaches down and he gets her. Okay, you got her, Obama. Okay, you got her. His ear. Can you see him? That doesn't look like him. It's giving me a hot flash, you all. Well, Gina, it's just distortions on his ear. Well, his eye isn't distorted like his ear. And his eye is not moving. His eyebrow does not have streaks coming back from it. It doesn't. His lips don't have streaks coming back from them either. Just like kind of strange. You all look at the real image of him right there. You see, it doesn't look like, it looks like totally somebody different. Part human and part technology. Now, I haven't looked at this video like this before, but since we've been looking up close at frame by frame, okay, now he's gonna okay, he move his head fast. He's fast. You gotta make sure she's okay. 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 Oh, I see an orb flying across the screen. I see an orb flying across the screen, you all. Let's look at the orb. There is an orb that it can be seen flying across the screen. Let's watch it. See if you can see it move. It shows up. Can you see it? It's an orb. It goes across that woman's gray suit. It's making its way to the woman's burgundy. It's going across. And it goes up there. Well, as you see, it goes on Obama's back. It goes all the way up there. See, look at the angle of it. It comes down, it goes up. An orb. It's got some spiritual orbs flying around, some interdimensional orbs. Gina, why are you talking about orbs? Well, we want to watch. We really do want to watch. Let me put this back to me. Okay, I was wanting to see that orb on his flying around. We can't leave out an orb. I want to see this lady. So it doesn't seem real. She doesn't seem real right there, but she seems really real when she's being interviewed. She really does. But right here, Gina, get yourself out. Let me get out of her way. Let me do this. Let's get out of her way. Okay. Okay. He got her. He got her, you all. There goes the orb flying across. She's okay. And we're looking. Everybody is happy that she did not fall down, because that would have been a liability. Okay. Oh, I don't know if that's his face. Look how his face looks different. He looks so young. Like a totally different individual. Look at this. What is that on his mouth? You see him. This lady did not pass out. What's on the side of his mouth? Okay, there he goes. There's his ears. I wonder if my ears look like that up close. You see? You sure that's shadows? I don't know if I got those shadows in my ear like that. I wonder if I could get those shadows in my ear like that. Okay, I just want to look at him. He maintains his cool. Okay, let's see you. Okay, you got her. You got her. Okay, everybody's happy. Okay. She's happy. Let me see this. I can't see it. That does not look like him. That looks like somebody totally different. He's cool. Yeah. Does that look like him, you all? You've been here for years, Shelly, honey? Aw, that's so nice of you. Elizabeth, honey, well, it reminds me of Klaus Schwab's ear. I wish I could find Klaus Schwab's ear. Let me find Klaus Schwab's ear. I really want to find his ear. Klaus Schwab's ear on this channel, because it was in a live video as he was walking across the stage.
If your dog...
Okay, let me see this, you all. I should be able to find his ear right away because I know that it was toward the end of the video when he got up to speak. Mr. Schwab, you got up to speak and we was looking at your ear as you was walking across the stage. And I even zoomed up on his ear, I thought, as he went over to the podium. Gina, what are you doing? I was just looking at Mr. Schwab's ear, because he spoke first, I think, and then he let the lady speak. We're going to zoom up on his ear. We should got her ear. You all want to come over? Okay, I'm trying to do it. I wanted to see his ear. Oh, I've got this going so fast. There we go. I got Charles Schwab's ear. His kind of ear looks kind of like that too. This is Mr. Schwab as he's walking across the podium. And of course it doesn't look like him. But his ear kind of looked like that. I think that was who it was. It could have been somebody else. It could have been Prince Andrew. That his ear looked like that. Because it was a really good image of him. Whoever it was an excellent image of their ear. Well, this is not that good of an image of Mr. Klaus Schwab. Okay, you all. Gina, we're supposed to be watching President Obama. I know, yeah, I got distracted. I really did. Let's look at him. Oh, he's turned his head again. This looks really strange. Gina, you need to do more videos of you turning your head, and let's see if we can see some strange anomalies. Okay. See, and we always see this angle right here. Okay. Oh, this is the angle that we can see right here when she falls down. See, this doesn't look real. It doesn't look real, but let's see. He's got something on his chin, straight down. He's got a cube on his chin, you all. Let's look at President Obama. And we can see her clearly behind. He's turning his head. Let's check him. No, wait a minute. His neck don't look right. His neck don't look right, you all. Where's his ear? Part of his chin is gone. What's happened to his chin? He's got a thing going straight up. They cut his chin off. And they made his lips look like a V shape. Go further down her dress. That's as far as we can go. With this part right here. Just like that. Okay, let's look. Let's see what he's got going on right here. And see what her, because we don't really get to see anything. Except, oh, he's got straight. He's got a straight line. Straight angle going across. Okay, we got that. Are we okay in the comment section? So we're trying to see his ear. Okay. She's really wiggling. Oh, wow. Look at. Okay, now how come that looks like that? Does that look like his face? Well, this looks like it's CGI right there. It really does. Or there's like some kind of advanced technology being used. Look, his face is going straight down like that. While hers is still. It looked like somebody painted it with a brush or something. Oh, my goodness gracious, you all. Let's look at this. I want to see him. Reminds me of a. He moves and she moves. That's strange. They're in sync. If you look at it like this, it looks kind of not real. Okay. Let's watch his neck. It's like there's something covering up his neck. There's like a little pixel cube that shows on his neck. It's covering his neck. There's like a line going down, but it's covering his neck up. Now we can't, I can't see his bottom of his face. Wow! Oh my gosh. Look at his face. Look at his hands. And his hand is setting still. His hand is setting still. And look at his head. His hand turned like that. Watch that. I think his hand turned like that. It did, look. It set still. Before it even moves, before his hand even moves off the podium, look what happened to his hand. Can you all see it up close? She looks totally out of touch with reality. Okay. I don't know what kind of hand he's got. Gina, quit looking at his hand. I know, I'm supposed to be thankful that this lady got saved. She doesn't look real in this. That does not look like the same lady, you all. She looks robotic. She looks robotic compared to this is the same lady right here. Okay, let me put it back to me, you all. Gina, would you please quit playing around, y'all? I know I play. I really do play. I get too engrossed. Okay, she's falling around. We don't know if she was a diabetic. We don't. What is... I can't see. I can't make out his face at all. Can you make out his face at all? 'Cause I can't make his face out. I don't know what he's trying to say to her. I don't know what he's trying to say to her, but I cannot make out his face. I don't know where his face begins down at the bottom and her face is at, because I can't make it out. Can you make out his face? I wish I could. I know they got the ability to have like 1080 video streaming. He had an electrical shortage. How could he have an electrical shortage? Let's look at this. Okay, you go. Okay. You go, President Obama. You take care of that lady. You make sure that she is being held up. You do what only you can do. Like that. Like that, you all. There he is. I can't, his ear is not predominant. His ear is not sticking out the way it should. And his neck, something looks like it's sticking out on the side of his neck. Can you see it? A bump on his neck? Right here. Gina, where you talk about? Well, his neck, it looks like there's a bump right here. Watch it. As he turns his head. What is happening? Oh, look at that. Can you see this square going around on his chin? By his ear? Look at that. Can you see it? No, we got to make it bigger. Gina, I can't see it. Oh, no, I'm going to make it bigger because he should not have a pulsating square around on his chin. Watch it, you will. He looks like he's got something protruding out of his neck. Let me look at this again. I got to see this. Ooh. This is weird. You know what? This stuff is so mesmerizing. The digital artifacts. Let's just call them digital anomalies. How could that happen on him? How can that square move like that? Everybody else is fine, but he's got a square on his face, by his neck or something. What is going on with this? Oh, wow. His chin looks even longer. His chin looks too long. Does his chin look too long, you all? Gina, honey, it's just a shadow. Well, he shouldn't have this square moving like this. He should not. You can see it. It's moving on his neck. Maybe his pulse, and he's got a bump below the square too. That's what he's got. His right cheek is puffing in and out. Oh! I think this is the left side of him. Are we on the same video thing, you all? Because this is Gina. How many times do you have to do Obama's side of his face like that? Well, I just want to think it's cool. Gina, you think that's cool? Well, I kind of do think it's cool. I kind of think it's a little cool. It's like it that you all. It's fascinating. Okay, we've got beyond that. He's turning his head now. He's looking kind of normal. Okay, Obama, you looking kind of normal now. Oh, it doesn't look like you, but at least you're not having the pulsating on your neck. But it just doesn't look like him. It really doesn't. Well, can he please turn back into his normal self? Can you? Can you do something and get Obama looking normal again, you all? Because it doesn't look like him. It doesn't. His mouth is messed up, and I don't know if it's due to the color of the lady's hair blending into his mouth area, and around his neck is kind of distorted. He's got lines on his face down there by his, can you see the lines on his chin and going up? Okay, now why does he got a pointed nose now? His nose is completely straight now. It was not completely that shape a while ago. It wasn't, you all. Gina, honey, you're supposed to be talking about he saved this woman from falling and passing out. Well, I know. He did. And I'm glad she didn't, because that would be, you're going to have to call the ambulance, and his speech would have got interrupted. It would have. Hello. Does that look like you, President Obama? That does not look like you, President Obama. You look like a white man in that picture. I'm just going to tell you, he looks like a white man in that picture. His skin tone is off, and his brows are like that. His ear is halfway there. That doesn't look like him. Okay, you all. Let's look. It doesn't look like him at all. Looks like somebody totally different. How could he differ? You all look like some guy with blonde hair. Like a blondish hair at, kind of like it, kind of, sort of. Right there, it kind of looks like him. But then right here, no. I'm sorry. You look like... Who does he look like? You know any movie stars that look like him? You all, any people you watch on TV that might look like him? Actors that have that prominent look? He looks like somebody, and I can't put my finger on it, though I don't watch TV. It doesn't look like him. That's right. We love all the races of people. We do. Skin tone was off. I'm just trying to see who he might look like. Can you please put the real Obama's face back on his body? Okay, we're getting, well, is his head that round? What? I'm not understanding how come his ear is not coming. Gina, you are in the way and we can't see anything because you got your big fat face in the way. Sorry. I don't understand how he's got a straight line going down from his face on his nose like this on the side. It's going straight down from his nose to his lip on the side. And you may not be able to see it. I'm going to show you it. He's a good sport. See it? It looks like they made him up. It looks like they made him up. And they took his ear away. His forehead and his brows is different. Yeah, and his chin doesn't match his mouth now. His chin don't match his mouth. His ear, what's left of his ear, his chin is way too small. His head, it just doesn't look like him. It's really throwing me off, you know. It really is throwing me off to see him like this. Okay. Do you look any different now? Yes, you look even more different. Now your nose is going all the way down, all the way straight. He's got a bump on his neck. He's got a big bump on his neck. Let's look at him. See that bump on his neck right there? It's like a circle. And I know he don't have a circle on his neck. Yeah, the woman had black eyes. And his head is not this shape. No, it's not this shape, but I don't think they do him right. They're not doing him right in this video where he saved a fainting woman. Kept her from falling down with the help of others, and now they're going to try to discredit him and giving him an odd-shaped head. I don't think it's really nice, I don't. They could at least do him better. This looks like a totally different Obama. It really does, and you can see right here, totally different Obama. I really, going frame by frame like this with President Obama, I would have never expected to see images like this because it doesn't look like him. I would have never, I mean, we've seen it with Prince Charles or King Charles, but not Obama. Never seen such a drastic change with him. Really, think about it. What on earth is going on now? Is that his real mouth? His mouth doesn't line up. His lips are not in the right place. Okay. It's okay, you all. We can keep looking at him. It doesn't even look like him from this angle either. It doesn't. It looks like somebody else. It's like when he turned his head, he turned into someone else. His forehead is not that shape. Look, it turned into someone else from behind. See it? Doesn't look like him. And then what's going on with his neck? Right here at the bottom by his collar. It could be just digital, whatever, but it doesn't look like him from behind. Oh, now see, this kind of looks like him a little. Okay, this looks like him. Okay, he's coming back into his self. Bring him, but his eyebrows are still straight across, you all. He's still straight across. Who was this character that people said he was a digital character, and they mentioned his name in one of the videos that I did, that he was an AI and he was coming through and he was able to interrupt the programming. And I forget the name. Yeah, I forget the name of who this person was, but he had like a blondish cartoony hair. It was kind of weird. And I never heard of that person before. Yeah, I never heard it before. Okay, you go ahead, Obama. We'd rather see your face than somebody else's, because at least we know who you are when we can see your real face instead of them putting some other type of a face on you. Okay, because that's what they did. And this is the young lady that he saved. He saved her. He saved her again, you all. Just look at him. Let's look at Obama. President Obama, honey, we're going to look at you in normal mode and see how you save this girl with your quick reflexes. Boom. But even when you have him like that, it looked kind of different. Okay, then why is that lady? You see that lady? Why does she look at her arm? You all, let me come back over here. After he saved her. That doesn't look like him either. What is going on? His mouth is not matching up. Let's see him. Okay, you take care of her. He's telling them to take care of her. So they're going to come in. The people going to take care of her. This guy has his hand on her arm. Hello, President Obama. Is my screen moving? I think my screen is probably stuck. Can y'all see? Because I think it's kind of stuck. Hello there, Rich the Prophet. Is your screen stuck, you all? Because mine is stuck. Gina, don't you know you shouldn't do long videos like this? But I wanted to see President Obama. I did. And again, I would have never expected them to make his face look so different in there. Really. I would not have. Let's see what he's looking at. He is, let's look at him as he turns his head, and then we'll look at the lady. Let's see if he looks any different. Okay, there you go, Mr. President. Your ear looks square. His ear looks a little square. I've got it too big, y'all, so I'm gonna bring him down. Bring it down. Bring it down, Gina, honey. We're gonna bring it on down. That's right, we're going to do it. Well, I didn't bring him down too much, you all. Let me do it again. I'm going to bring his head down a little bit. Shrink him a little so we can see him, you all. This is the only way I know how to do the OBS Studio, but I wanted to see him. Okay, his head don't look normal. He's really digitalized. He is. But then, let's look at him and her. Okay, as they take her away, let's watch her. He's watching to make sure she's okay. This guy has his hand on her arm that has something on it, like a patch. And he's squeezing her arm hard. Oh, you can't see it, Gina. Okay, he looks like he's squeezing her arm a little hard right there. He does. That guy does. I think I've seen some indentions on her arm as he's got her. I don't think she's going to fall down. Okay, so his hand is right there, but he's going to take his hand off of there and let's watch it. Watch it. He's got his hand off of there. She's got this thing on the back of her arm. What is that? This lady, she sees it. President Obama's watching her arm. He's looking at her arm. He's thinking, what is that on your arm? That's what I think President Obama is doing. He's thinking, what's on your arm? He's watching. Did you watch your President Obama? Watch her. He's watching her arm. He's looking. He's looking at her. He's turning his head. Oh, he don't look like himself. Well, that doesn't look like him. His ear does not even, it's not even the shape that it needs to be. I'm kind of disappointed. I really am kind of disappointed that when we go frame by frame, we're seeing this on President Obama. Now, I'm not just saying it. I am rather disappointed. I am, you all, because this does not look like him, and look what they did to his ear. That's what they did to his ear. And you think that's nice, what they did to it? That's what they did. They made his ear look all blotched like that. And it's really not nice. So he had to go through a lot to keep that lady from falling over, passing out. But they didn't give him a good ear. They messed his ear up in the process. And he's probably not happy about it. He probably isn't happy that they did it to him. But they did do it to him. Look how close up we can get. It's so neat. It really is so neat being able to zoom up close, you all. I mean that. It's so, so neat. Look at that. It's like this could be a nice piece of artwork. It really could. A nice piece of artwork. Right like that. Like, what could we call this? Like impressionism. It kind of has like a little impressionism style to it, even though it's a portrait. Really, I'm serious. Like soft and stuff. I don't like Picasso's stuff because I think he's the one who did a lot of abstract. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the abstract. Okay, so let me do this. Let's get back to President Obama and his ordeal that he had to go through to save that woman, and now he is back. Hey, his ear has still not taken its shape. Can you see that? Why did they take his ear out? His ear is fine right here, and his face is not that fine. Can you see it? His ear. Do we need to be a little closer so you can see what they have done to his ear? Because they have not brought it back into... This doesn't look like him, you all. I'm just going to say it doesn't. Oh my gosh. What have they done to his face? You see his face? Can you see that? Can you see President Obama's face? His ear has now practically disappeared off his head. Look at it right there. It's practically disappeared off his head. Let me green screen myself. I wanna make myself a little transparent. Okay. So see what they did to him? They took half his ear off of there, right here. Like right there. You can't even define his ear anymore. And then if you look over here to the side of his face, if you look right there to the side of his face right here, he's got a line going straight down like that. got a line up here in his ear, on his head. It's just, it's disappointing. I mean, I'm not disappointed in him. He was just doing his job. But the people, the way they did him in this video, he's probably thinking, he probably doesn't even know that people are going to be looking at him on a slow frame like this, you all, and seeing what they did to him. He always has little ears, he did. Okay, but it's not about his ears being little. It's about, I can't define his ear now because of what they did to his ear. There's no fine lines or anything like that to his ear. You can see it right there. His ear is his ear is big right there. What is they doing? Okay, you can see his outline of his ear. It's fine. He's fine. He's going to turn his face. You can see many other. Okay, his ear is that shape, but now, oh my gosh, it's like they changed him. His face changed. His ear got covered in gray. It doesn't look like him. His ear is totally like no defined edge. Oh my gosh. He made his, look at what it did to his ear. Now they brought it back into view. He himself, his face can't digitalize until something happens. Okay, he's coming back into view. Get out of the way, Gina. You are in his way. Sorry, you all. I was in his way. He's came back into view. Okay, let's get him back. You want to do this? Right like this. Turn his head. Looks digital. Really does. Turn your head, President Obama. There you go. We got you. That's the Obama right there. But it looks like he's got a bump on his ear. He's got a bump on his bottom ear. You all, this is really tiring. This is really interesting. It's extremely interesting. Look, what did they do to his ear right here? They filled his whole entire ear in, practically. Filled it in. Oh my gosh. What is happening here? Can we please see something, some definition? Bring the definition back to his ear. Okay, he's got his definition back on his ear, you all. But then look what happened right here. Can you see that, Gina? No, you've got it too. Look what they did to him right here. His chin. His chin is really pointed. Let's change it. He's turning his head. He's turning it. Turning. Okay. See if we can get him. All right. You got his. Look what they did to his chin. They turned it into a square. Turned his chin into a pointed square. Can you see that? He's got a pointed square, and they cut half his mouth, his chin off, his lip off. His nose is partially cut off. He did it to him again. Again, he did it to him again. Wow, look at that. Swing that head back around, President Obama. Okay, so we got him. We got him, you all. Let me do this. Gina, how long you been going on here? You are, oh my gosh, 1 hour and 14 minutes, Gina. How dare you do something like that? I shouldn't have did it that long. I really shouldn't have. But you are, once you start looking, it just gets so, it's so mesmerizing. It really is. You just can't stop. Once you look, you can't stop looking. Really, that's really how it is. Once you start looking, it's kind of hard to stop because it's just gets the best of you. Watch this, you all. So let's watch this moment right here when they got the woman. Okay, are we on there? Okay, watch him. Watch the ladies. He saves the lady. This woman is coming running from behind to help the lady out. Wait. This guy's got his hand on her arm. President Obama is looking at the man with his hand on her arm. He's looking directly in that area. And so is the lady up above. They're both watching that lady, but President Obama is watching her arm. What is that on her arm? It's a patch of some sort. See that lady up there in white? She's got the pink necklace. She's looking at her arm too. She's going to go reach and grab her arm and be careful that she doesn't grab that area. And then she's hold her back and she's looking. So what do you think that is? You think it's all scripted? Look at the other man in the shadow. Yeah. The other man in the shadow, they got it. What did she have on the back of her arm? Because all she said was she was pregnant. She might have had diabetes. Did she have diabetes? I can't remember what she said. I think she was a diabetic. Well, no wonder she's standing there that whole time. And when I lived in Nevada, let me tell you what happened when I lived in Nevada. When I lived in Nevada, it got really hot in Henderson, Nevada. And there was this man, an older man, probably around 60. He was going door to door selling something, giving out brochures or something. And he came to the door. This is back in the early 90s. And he goes, "Could I please get a drink of water or something? Or do you have anything, like any chocolate or anything?" Because he's a diabetic. So I said, "Yes, I do." So he came in the house because it was very hot out. There's probably around 90 or maybe 100. It was hot out. And I gave him some miniature chocolate candies, you know, the little candy bars. And he was eating it, and it brought his sugar level back up. Because he was getting really lightheaded. He was going to pass out. And I'm thinking, I imagine, so you're out there in the heat and you're a diabetic. And that happens to you. You don't want to pass out. You really do not want to pass out like that, you all, because it'll take you for a loop. I worked with a man. He was a diabetic. He was sitting in the break room. And he was eating a great big piece of pie. And then he had something else. And he's getting a little whatever. I said, "Should you be eating that much sweets?" And he said, "No." I said, "Can you tell yourself no?" He said, "Yeah, no." And he kept eating it and eating it, a known diabetic. And they had to call the ambulance. The nurse had to come and check him out because he was about ready to pass out. He ended up going to the hospital because he would not tell himself no. He indulged in it, and he ended up in the hospital because he had he almost went into a diabetic coma because of it. So this lady, she could have went into a diabetic coma, I guess. It'd been even worse if she was with her being pregnant, you all. So Obama just so happened to be there at the right time. And she stood there for 20 minutes. And the rest is history, you all. The rest is history. You see it? It's all history. But I'm telling you what, I didn't want to see those strange Making Obama look like he's somebody different, you all. That is kind of, I'm not joking. Look at me in the eye. Let me tell you this. That is disappointing for me to see when I'm going frame by frame, to see Obama change, his face change, and don't even look like himself. His nose ain't the same. His head changes so many times. It is kind of disappointing, because I want to see all the thing. I think I'd rather want to see that, like the stretching of his mouth. I don't want to see different shapes of heads and stuff. I don't. It's a little bit disappointing right there. There was a little bit too much frame by frame. But the lady is safe, and she was in good health. She got a checkup by the White House doctor, which is perfect. It's perfect. Yes, it is. Yeah. So, this is wild, you all. It's wild. It's a long video, but it's investigative video. He was there at the right time, but we saw more than we bargained for. I saw more than I personally bargained for. I saw the patch on her arm and stuff, but and I saw her friend moved her arm from around her waist when she started to fall, but I didn't think I'd see all the other stuff. I didn't. So thank you. And Erica, honey, if you checked out, that's okay. You had to go night-night. Applebrooks, honey, you in here? Thank you, Applebrooks, honey. Oh my gosh. It's not a diabetic patch. I know what they look like. I wonder what it is, really. I wonder what it is. Yeah. That's right, you all. We got it. We got it. We did it. You form your own conclusions. But it was interesting. Very, very interesting, you all, it was. So, okay, Applebrooks, honey, you're all right. You didn't go night-night. Erica maybe had to, I guess she disappeared on us. It's okay. It's an hour long. She probably had to take care of stuff and things. That's all right. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Applebrooks, honey. Thank you all for your comments. Yeah. Anna, Rich the Prophet wants to know, what do you think it might be? Could it have been a charger part for charging up an AI hybrid? Oh, you welcome, Winged Affinity. It's the new diabetic tech on her arm, a glucose monitor. A glucose monitor. Let me look it up. Let's look at this. Patch. Let's see, patch. Let's see if we can pull it up, you all. Well, let's look at it. Okay, y'all, we got some images. We got some images. Okay, look. We got this right here. It's a 25 PCS Insulate Omnipod waterproof adhesive patch. We've got innovated skin patch that can monitor your heart and health right here. So it very well could have been that. It really might have been that on her arm. These are things that you can stick. Let's see right there. Push the button. Diabetes blood sugar outage blamed on the cloud provider. Wow. This is serious, you all. If you're a diabetic and you have one of these patches, if the iCloud has an outage, it's not going to deliver the stuff to you, and your blood sugar is not going to be level. That, when you have technology providing that for you, you all, that's kind of scary. Okay, so, okay, she's got something on her arm. It's a something shed park cyclocross report. It's something like that. So thank you for that. Erica, honey, you here? Okay, that's okay. That's right. No trolls on here, you all. We're doing really important studies. We are. We want to know what happened. And now we know she did not pass out. She was going back and forth, and she's nice and healthy now. That's right. So that's right. I have no idea when the video came out. I don't know the name of it. When did that video come out, Gina? Let me see. I think I pulled it up on here. Let me find the history. Let me look, you. I can find it. The video came out 9 years ago. 9 years ago is when it came out, you all. So 9 years ago, diabetic glucose monitor, a patch. How many years ago is that? 3 minus 9, 2012. 2012. 2012. Let's see if we got it. They got this in 2012. The patch like this. Glucose things. Okay. So they had some types of patches for the year 2012. Okay, we got it. Oh, wow. All right, you all. We got technology going. We do. With the side of his face. I don't know what's going on with the side of his face. He's got some strange anomalies throughout the video when we zoomed up on him, which I wasn't happy to see because it was kind of disappointing. But that's okay, you all. I'm going to go. We've been going on 1 hour and 26 minutes, you all. So with that being said, hello. Wherever you are in any part of the world, hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. So I think we solved the problem with her arm right here. Could be a diabetic patch, which is, she didn't pass out. But the other things, I don't know. It's really strange. A lot of strange things. That's all right, you all. We're going to go. Thank you, Apple Brooks.